Hey guys, KQRC here. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but you know, some other things going on, 1-year-old birthday party and stuff like that. So anyway, this is kind of a video of several different things like I usually do, but in particular, I'll show you guys right here. It's kind of ghetto looking in a way. Let's see if we can. Where's the zoom? There's the zoom. And right in there. So let's get it right there in focus and stuff. There's my Dean's battery connector. So obviously people know why I put that in there. That have this is because the stock EC3 male side just wears out. And I know it's the male side because I had like 5-6 different adapters with the female end of the EC3, and they all fell out. So, and not right away. It was starting to just kind of cut out every once in a while on a big jump or something like that. And then it got to the point where it wouldn't even stay connected. I'd have to like put pressure on it one way or another, and you can hear it sparking and stuff in there. So I said, okay, that's enough. And just like OWRC said, the Deans have a very, very nice. It's a solid connection, you know, the way they have that leaf spring thing in there instead of the banana plug style connector. So anyway, with that all being said, I went on Amazon, of course, because I love that place, and I bought this little kit. Now, mind you, it will come. I don't think there was an option for a heavier gauge, but you can see this is one down from what comes on the truck. So this comes with, I think this comes with 14. I don't remember. I think it was like 14 gauge or something like that. Might even be 12 gauge wire actually in here. And what you need is this big 10 gauge stuff or whatever this is. There's no real markings on here except for the temperature settings. Oh, here we go. Here we go. No, this is a 12. So what comes on our trucks is a 12. So I must have got 14. Remember, I forgot to read the description before I made this video. So anyway, it came with this whole set of stuff right here. And let's see how many we have here. Altogether, I think I have 5 EC3s and 5 Deans. Male-female sets. Which is really nice. And so now with the, these things are running all over the place. Anyway, so let's see, can you guys see that? Let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, I'm zoomed out all the way. Anyway, so all this stuff right here, this is what you get in the kit. 5 sets of each, Deans and EC3s. So the cool thing is now I already have all of my adapters ready to go. Let's see, I think I shoved them. Where did I put them? Hold on one second. I have no idea. It might be in this bin. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. Here's a couple. Anyway, here's a couple of them. I don't know what happened to the other ones I modified. So what happened when I got these on Amazon, of course, and here's 2 left. I don't know what happened to my other 3 or 4. I think I broke a couple of them. So anyway, you can see they're pretty long compared to some of the ones you get on eBay for like $5-6 a piece. I got like 5 of these on Amazon for like $5. It was cheap. And when you cut these down, it actually says EC3 on it. It's not some weird off brand. It says EC3 right there. These are nice and legit. The problem is they're pretty long. So what I do is I just cut this insulation or the shrink tubing off, and then I shorten up. Basically what I do is I desolder the solid copper wire that's in there and cut it and solder them as close as I can without melting all the plastic, and then you're good to go. Another way of doing that is I've never tried to press these things out. You can see that what you do is you solder first and then you press in on these EC3s. I think once they snap in, they're pretty much in, and I don't want to risk punching these out and then when I pull and push them back in, they won't hold correctly. So I just snip the wire and shorten up as much as I can. When I start making my own, now I have this whole set here, I will solder beforehand and measure. Let's see, which way does this go? So anyway, it'd be like this. But get as close as you can with these 2 connectors. And so when you snap this into the EC3, the female side, which is this one right here, it'll be like boom, and it'll be really extremely close. Of course, I'm going to put a little bit of copper wire, solid strand in there, but as close as you can be, and it's going to be really nice. That's basically what I'm doing right now with the solid, whereas I'm just cutting it down to be about that close. I've seen some of them online where they're literally butt up against each other, and I think what they do is they shave down this vertical lead right here, and so it'll fit into these cups and butt up against each other. So I'll experiment, and I'll let you guys know if I do that. I may or may not spend all that time doing that, because to me it's almost pointless to do it, but it's just kind of fun to see if it'll work or not. Experimentation is always fun. So, is the Dean's working in there? Of course it is. It's a nice solid connection. The problem is it's really floppy. So let's zoom back in. And right there. Now I'm going to go from underneath. And see that? I don't like that. Now that's, first of all, I don't like it because it's flimsy feeling and stuff like that. When you plug it in, it's not too bad, but I think over time I'm going to do more damage than anything, because the shrink tubing I put on there, maybe I should have doubled up. Already for me wiggling it in the zip tie I have on there to hold everything in place, it's chewing straight through that shrink tubing, and then you have exposed wires, and then what happens when you expose the wires in between each other, everyone knows that you're going to short it out. And that can damage your battery and or your ESC, and I don't want any of that to happen because this is a very expensive ESC, and I just don't want to spend all that money right now on stupid crap like that. So I'm going to put in the original EC3, which is actually this one right here is your male side, and then you put your little bananas in there, and the little teeny little banana plugs. I mean, I might just try it the way it is, or try to flare out these bananas a little bit more. I'm not sure if you can or not. I'll get in there and try to maybe flare that banana, or just when that one fails, I'll do the next one. And it's not too hard to solder these wires onto whatever you need. There's enough wire here where even if you were using a low wattage iron that took a while to actually melt your solder and to wick your or to tin your wire, the heat sink look how far back it is, so you're not going to worry about desoldering it from the ESC. So don't worry about that. Of course, try to use a high wattage iron so you can get the job done like that. So anyway, there's the battery part of it, or the connector. And I will show a completed project again, maybe before I install it back into the truck, or maybe I'll do a time-lapse with my GoPro or something like that and show you. I have an old school soldering iron. I don't even have a stand for it. I just kind of set it down on the table in hopes that nothing will burn up. And I'm pretty conscientious about that. I do it I used to do it at work. So for a beginner, I probably would go with the stand and all that stuff and all your safety whatever, and you don't want to be burning the house down, nothing like that. But anyway, the kit also came, like I said, with this 14, it says 14 right on there, sorry, 14 right on there. This kit came with this. This would be good for a smaller project, because these things pull a lot of amps, and I wouldn't want to put that small gauge wire on there. And comes with 2 colors of shrink tube, which is nice. So you got your red and your black. I believe this kit was like $10, so fairly inexpensive for all those little parts you get. Because I've priced some of these EC3s and Deans by themselves. Like a 10-pack for male and female of the EC3s is like $10, something like that. It's like $1 a piece. And if you go to your local hobby shop, sometimes, especially hobby people don't ever go there, you're going to spend for like one set of EC3s, it's like $5. So just go to Amazon or eBay. They got a lot of great deals out there. You'll see a lot of repetition. Some of the vendors or sellers you'll see on Amazon will also be on eBay. They sell both outlets, so it doesn't matter which one you're looking at. And it'll be the same exact price. You'll see it. So anyway, that's kind of an update to my battery thing. I know it's already been covered by other people, but I'm going to let you know right now why I'm going backwards back to the EC3s, because I just feel that the truck was made for that. That little area right here where you have your the way it mounts and everything, it's just meant for it, and it's nice and clean. My Dean's does stick out slightly, so my battery does rub it. Not so much going in, but coming out. It's just the way it is. I don't know why. So it's starting to catch the shrink wrap on my soft battery, soft pack battery, and I have some really big shrink wrap. I'm a rewrap it here pretty soon anyway, but it's just kind of that nuisance, and the kind of like it's just annoying. Basically, really all it is annoying. So anyway, I bought another set of the SCBE tires. They finally came back in on Horizon's website. And you can see these are my original set of SCBE tires right here that I bought when I got this truck. This thing keeps on coming loose. Look at that. So always check your always blue Loctite your flange nuts. It's just, they will come loose like this, especially if you're on 3S. Anyway, these are the brand new ones. So you can see over time they do get smaller, because obviously you're taking down some of that rubber and wearing it off. And they get really roundy at the edge, especially if you're power sliding like me and just getting nuts, just full throttle like crazy. I like the DX4C radio like everyone else got, and you can dial in so many different settings, punch settings, all that cool stuff. Beginners, expos, and stuff like that, so it's really nice. But, so anyway, about this tire and rim now I bought SCBE rims. And I've already noticed, and if you look at it just physically, or just look at them, look at the spokes on the original Baja Ray, and then you got the SCBs. These are just thicker right here in this portion, not only width, but just the thickness of the material itself. So it is super solid. I mean, if you've ever squeezed one of these other rims, you know what I'm talking about. If you have this, they're just flimsy feeling. And this just feels a lot more solid. So I have a feeling I'm going to get less of that wobble that I was getting with the originals, because I have my original softies that came with this truck with these rims, and I just bought these rims again, not knowing what I was doing, and it was obviously a mistake. So I've seen a lot of people getting these, and they're better, or they have another set of rims I'm also going to buy. I already have on order another set of these tires. I want to get them while I can. I just like the look of them. They're super perfect for everything. I mean, they work on that really, my ghetto front yard. I don't know if you guys see on the videos and stuff, and I got that loose dirt going up that hill. I mean, they grip, even though they're not soft. So they work good. And I try to color match this blue. Now, you guys know the color of the truck, so you know that's not the blue. For some reason, the cap looked like the color of the truck, and I was there at the hobby shop. I had the guy pull out the Baja Ray, matched the cap, and for some reason these used to be green, and they were already a light color, so I didn't worry about doing an undercoat of like silver or white, which I probably should have done. I think that green actually made it darker for some reason. I'm not too worried about it. When I'm going 10,000 miles an hour with this truck, you're not going to see it anyway. So it still looks cool, and they're fake beadlocks. Everyone knows that the real beadlocks that you get from Proline, they will not work with these tires. You still have to glue them, so it's really pointless. So, put the truck away to the side. I don't think I have anything else to talk about with the truck. I mean, it's still performing well. I've only taken it out once, I think, in the last 4 weeks, so I can't really comment too much on the bearings and stuff like I usually do, because I'm not running it as hard. So now we come to the body. I am going to get a brand new whole clear set of everything, all the panels. But I picked up this LED light bar. Now, I think I've showed in one of my other videos from my Baja Blitz, my HPI Blitz. I had it's like a solid board, and they call it circuit on board LEDs, and I explained it in one of my other videos. It's very, very bright, super bright on 3S. Now this one, I think they only rated to run on 2S, but I ran it through my receiver already on this Baja Ray. Works awesome. It's bright enough to where it's actually functional. So it's not aesthetically appealing, because it doesn't look really like a, I mean, it looks good, right? But it doesn't have that LED light bar look in the front. You just see all the surface mount LEDs on there. So realism, kind of there. If you get like the Pro line one and stuff like that, or the new one that actually TLR has for this Baja Ray, it looks more appealing. The problem is, it doesn't function. And I talked to the guys at Horizon Ready and said, yeah, it's not bright at all. It doesn't really do much. It's not going to light up the path. It's basically there for aesthetics. So I wanted to get something that's more functional. And I've already noticed when because I bought that new servo, and you guys saw that, the Spectrum servo, which is, it's totally awesome. I love it. It's super quiet and it's so strong, but it does have somewhat of an amp draw. You can notice when you have this light hooked up. I didn't have it hooked up with my Glitch Buster at the same time, so I'm wondering if my Glitch Buster in there, that was my Spectrum brand, will alleviate some of it, because you could see the light not flicker, but it dims slightly. So I'll experiment with that. But this comes pre-wired with a switch, which is nice. So if you don't want to run it all the time, and I'm going to tuck all this underneath the roll cage and do all this stuff once I mount this this thing right here. It's going to be run down the side pillar of the it's going to look pretty realistic in a way, but I took off the shrink wrap already to expose this resistor for the switch and everything like that. It's just a push button type of switch. Really cool. I don't have the battery hooked up, and I'm not going to hook this up to the receiver to show you how it works and all that stuff. I'll do that afterwards when I get everything together. But this is nice. So you can mount this somewhere on your body. I might glue it, because it will come off with a zip tie. I know for sure, for a fact it will. Or find some other method of mounting it, but gluing it seems to probably be the best answer. And or zip tie, I don't know. But anyway, you run it during the day, you don't need the freaking light on, who cares? So you boom, off, or on, whatever that switch is, and then turn it on when you want it at night. So like my Blitz, I unplug it and I tuck the wire up and kind of tape it to the underneath the body, and then I have a separate 3S LiPo that I put for my battery strap. Here, let me show you real fast. So what I would do is, if anyone knows the Blitz, I would have this zip tied basically to the strap, and I think I showed it on another video. And this thing was cheap. Amazon, of course, $8 or something like that for this Gens Ace 1000 milliamp hour 3S. I don't care about the C rating because it's just for light, so it was perfect. And I just soldered on a balance plug to my other LED light bar. It works flawlessly. Now, for some reason, this does. I'll go to work and I'll use my power supply. If it can handle a higher voltage without it like completely burning up and stuff, then I might entertain a 3S or do a kick down with some resistors, something like that, and make this work for it on a separate. If it's glitching too much through my my receiver. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got updated. Not much, nothing crazy. I was gonna buy a drone. It's Black Friday, so I was gonna get a crawler, but I was thinking about a drone as well. So I'm not sure what I want. I just know I want something new. This is fun and all, but I want something different. And I already have a lot of ground surface vehicles, so not a lot, but I'm gonna break away from something that's the traditional ground stuff and go with something in the air. And I can get some good aerial videography that I've never been able to do before, and experiment there. So that's pretty much it. That's all I got for the updates and stuff for this vehicle. So I'll talk with you guys later. See ya.